This is lesson 5.4, elementary algebra. I'm assuming the first video, so I'll call it A, the difference of two squares. Alright, so one of the things that we've done so far in our factoring is we factored by grouping. We've also taken a trinomial with three terms in it, and like x squared minus 4x plus 6, and did this and put our numbers in there and our numbers in there. Number that goes here and here was two numbers multiplied together give me 6, added give me negative 4, and we put them in there and we'd solve it. Okay, this next section is looking at special situations, and that means you have to look for those situations where this will make your life easier. When I have a set of numbers like this, and again the section is called the difference of two squares. Now you know you have a difference of two squares if you can take the square root of the first term and the square root of the second term, and there's a minus sign, the difference. Remember, the difference is an answer to a subtraction problem. So this is a minus. I can take the square root of both of those and I can use the difference of two squares. So this is how it works, just real quick and easy. You make two parentheses. Take the square root of the first term. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of 25 is 5. You put a plus sign and a minus sign and you're done. No thinking at all, really. Okay? So 36x squared minus 1. Can I take the square root of both sides? Well, what's the square root of 1? 1. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of 1 is 1. Plus sign, minus sign. You're done. Okay? Example number 3. Okay, they get a little bit trickier, but not really too bad as you get moving here. Alright, example 3 has x to the 4th minus y to the 4th. Alright, let's look at x squared minus y squared first. We'll come back to this one in a minute. X squared minus y squared. Can I take the square root of x squared? Yep. Can I take the square root of y squared? Yep. Plus, minus, done. Same thing with this one. Can I take the square root of x to the 4th? What two numbers multiplied together are going to give me x to the 4th? Well, x squared. Because x squared times x squared is x to the 2 plus 2, which is your 4. Alright, so square root of y to the 4th will be y squared plus minus, done. Okay? Alright, well, let's look at a couple more here that are a little bit tricky. Well, I'm going to throw in another one here. Y to the 6th minus x to the 6th. Can I take the square root of y to the 6th power? What two numbers multiplied together are going to give me y to the 6th? These two. So y cubed, x cubed, plus, minus, done. Okay, so you can take the square root of any number that has an exponent that is even. So y squared, y to the 4th, y to the 6th, y to the 8th, y to the 10th. You can take a square root of all of those. Okay? So not really too terrible. When you take the square root of these numbers that have a bigger exponent, you just divide it by 2 and you took the square root of it. Because see, 6 divided by 2 is 3. There's my 3 right there. Alright. So in the last lesson, we had a problem like this. We multiplied 25 times 36, tried to find two numbers multiplied together that gave us whatever 36 times 25 is, and added up to give us negative 60, and that was a real hassle. One of the things you can do on some of these is you can look and say, can I take the square root of that? Can I take the square root of that? Yes. So 5x and 6. Now what if I could multiply these together and I know this is going to be a negative here because two negatives give me a positive, and I have a negative here. So because there's a negative there, this is going to have to be a negative if this is a positive, because two negatives multiplied together give me a positive, and when I add, I need to get a negative. So what if 5x minus 6, and I get that? What if I multiplied to get those together? Let's see what I get. Doing the FOIL method, bring those two together. And what did I get? I got my original problem back. So this works. Okay? But you're going to have to test it when you're doing this. You're going to look and say, oh, I have a trinomial. I can take the square root of that. I can take the square root of that. What happens if I FOIL these? Do I get my original back? So you're going to have to try that. You're going to have to FOIL it to see if you get that back. Okay, so it's a little bit of work in order to FOIL it and then find out if this number is going to be the same as this one. But it's easier than taking 25 times 36, finding factors that multiply together that get that, added give you that, and you end up, with even more work. So this is just kind of a little bit of a shortcut, not a terribly big shortcut, that can help you with those. Alright, so next video we'll go on to example 5.